Good morning, my dear Yogi, and welcome to free Yoga with Paulina classes. Today I invite you for a beautiful sequence for healthy spine. I hope you're gonna like it. For today's props, you're gonna definitely need a chair. It's a very important prop that for sure you have home. And me, I'm gonna also use one block. So if you don't have a block, prepare a book, or you can actually get a toilet paper because we're gonna squeeze it gently in between the knees. Okay, let's start. So the very first pose, it's actually cat and cow. But if you have some problems with your spine, especially with your lumbar, you can use the chair to prop up yourself when we're gonna go back to standing. So we actually start with this chair at the top of your yoga mat and then come to your cat and cow in between. Hands parallel to each other, index fingers facing front, shoulder width wide and your knees hip width wide. Tuck or untuck your toes if that's more comfortable for your kneecaps. Keep your navel slightly in, and let's start with inhaling and lifting your head and tailbone up toward the sky. And exhale, head and tailbone down, your navel and belly button lifts up. Inhale and exhale. Repeat it around 3-4 times, each time deepening the movement. So you're arching your spine up and down just a little bit more each time. Yeah, very good. And then come back to your natural spine, meaning parallel to the ground, your navel slightly in, that is protecting your lumbar. Great. Put your right hand on this chair. Stretch your left leg behind and maybe lift it up, finding one line. Remember not to release your lumbar, keep your navel in and your shoulder blades wide. If that is easy, you can lift that right hand and let it flow over the ground. And yeah, I think my cat has a phantom leg again because he starts to meow. Okay, release this hand, release your knee and change your hand. So now the left one goes on that chair and remember to push that palm into your chair. That will really widen the whole space of your shoulder girdle. Yeah, beautiful. Navel in to protect the lumbar. Slide your right leg behind you. If this is hard, you can put it on the ground just like that. But I highly recommend to lift it slightly higher. And again, try to lift that arm. Keep your navel strong, belly button in. Lengthen from your heel to your fingertips. And then hand down, knee down, and hand down again. And let's do it one more time, right and left. Hand, stretch your leg, navel in. Find one line, maybe lift that arm. Yeah, beautiful. Hand, knee, and palm down. Second side, left hand, right leg, belly button in. Lift that arm, look down, so you're not lifting your neck and restricting the breath, limiting your breath. Then hand, knee, and hand down. Yes, beautiful. Now move your chest toward that chair. Keep your navel or belly button in and go back. Arch your spine. You can keep your toes down, tucked or untuck. Move to the front in a half plank pose and then go down, move behind you. So make like a wave front and back. Beautiful. Front, arch your spine up and backwards, arch your spine down. And one more time, inhale and exhale. And now you can untuck your toes and come to child's pose for around 2-3 breaths to stretch your spine and give it a little break. Very good. And after those few breaths, come back to your all-fours, hands and knees. Stretch your right leg behind you. Move the knee to your chest. Step front. Bring your hands on this chair. And then gently lift up to stretch and give a little warm-up to your groins and hips. Navel in. Tailbone facing down while you lift your hands. If that's easy, lift your head up. Great. Hands on this chair or down on the mat. And let's do the same with the second side. Stretch your left knee to your chest. Step front. Hands on the chair. Belly button in. Lift your hands. Tailbone facing down. Look up to the sky. Great. Hands on the chair. And now tuck your toes and lift to move both of your feet to the front. Hands on the chair again. Now stretch your legs. Move your sit bones behind you, but your crown front, your heart over your palms. And bend. Keep your belly button in. 2 more times. Stretch. Move your heart front, your sit bones backwards and down. And 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. And 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. So stay now in your chair pose, but lift your hands around until standing. Touch your palms and with an exhale, move to your chest. Great. Step behind, a small step, like a foot further from your chair. Now inhale, lift your hands all the way up. Yeah, find yourself stretching. Exhale, bend your knees and move your belly on your thighs. Beautiful. Release everything, your whole spine, neck and head, shoulder girdle are loose. Next, inhale. Maybe your hands will go on that chair. Stretch. Find one line, parallel spine or semi-parallel. Of course, sometimes you're going to be slightly higher if you have very long limbs. And exhale all the way down. Release. Next, inhale, roll your spine up. Move your hands in a circle up. Palms touch. And come to your heart. If you are too close to the chair, you can step even further, but not too far. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, lift. Exhale, bend all the way down. Uttanasana, or standing forward bend. Hands on that chair, lift. Find your parallel spine, strong core, head front, sit bones back, and exhale down. Next, inhale, come all the way up, hands touch, and to your heart. And last time, inhale, exhale, inhale, great, exhale, inhale, palms touch, exhale. Okay, let's do it 1 more time. I think we're doing great. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Yes, beautiful. Let's add the chair pose in between. Yeah, we have a chair. Let's do a chair pose. Inhale, lift all the way up. Stretch your body from your heels to your fingertips. Exhale, chair pose. If your hands up are too hard, you can always lower them so they're parallel to the floor. Bounce here for a few times, like 6, 7. So we're warming up the core and the spine. Each time you go down, imagine that your hips are moving away from your rib cage, and then your rib cage goes away from your hips. So it's like a double force, stretching your spine. Yeah, beautiful. So from this, hands down on the chest, stretch, and exhale, move down. Inhale, come all the way up, hands touch, hands to your heart. Easy, no? So now let's do 4 bounces each time you are in your chair pose. Inhale, exhale, chair pose, hands up or parallel. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great, stretch, find the parallel spine, strong core, navel in, and go all the way down. Inhale, come up, and hands to your heart. Okay, one more time. I know chair pose, it's pretty hard. Exhale, chair pose. And now 1, 2, 3, 4. And stretch. Go down. Inhale up. And hands to your heart. Great. The next one we won't use with the chair. We won't do it with the chair, but we're gonna use a block because I want to address some twisting in your spine, especially in the chair pose. And I see a lot of time when you twist, your whole body twists with you, making some very weird shapes, and we always want to keep your spine straight when you twist. So your pelvis is not moving, it's the rest of your spine moving. So this stays, and we're moving from belly, chest, and neck, spine. And for that, a block will help you. So put it in between your knees. And then let's do a little exercise. Inhale, lift your hands, find your chair pose, bring your hands to your heart, and now move your, let's move the left elbow to your right side. So you want to keep, elbows like that. And check, look down if your knees are moving, if they are moving that, or if they stay in one spot. And if they move, then squeeze that block, keep your feet parallel. Yeah, good. And let's check the second side. Sorry for my ponytail. So second side, squeeze your hands, squeeze that block so it's not moving any side, and come back. And as you see, I'm not doing this huge twists like very often they show you in yoga, but I'm trying to be small. Okay, lift yourself up, hands to your heart. Good, keep on squeezing that block in between your knees or thighs. And let's do a sequence. Inhale, lift your hands. Now grab your left wrist and move to your right side. Squeeze that block, keep your block in one spot so it's not moving away. Great. Come back here, separate your hands, move them to your heart in Namaskar. So palms touch, and you find yourself in a chair pose. Stay here for one inhale. Lift your ribcage a bit higher, lower your sit bones, and now twist, squeezing that block beautifully. Great, come back to your front and lift one more time up. This time grab your second wrist, your right, and move to your left side. Squeeze the block, keep your hips in one place. Come back up, hands make a circle for a Namaskar, and then twist to the second side. Come back front. Let's do it 2 more times, right and left. Inhale, grab your left wrist, bend to your right. Come back front, untwist. Hands a circle for a Namaskar in front of your chest. Twist to your right. Come back front. Lift all the way up, tailbone pointing down toward that block. Grab your right wrist, move to your left side, squeezing the block. Come back up. Release, namaskar, and twist to your left. Come back front. One more time, right and left. Lift all the way up. Stretch your body, grabbing your left wrist. Move to your right. Inhale up. Exhale, chair pose, namaskar. Inhale. Exhale, whoa, to your right side. I'm sorry, usually I'm doing that mirroring while I do it. Okay, left side. Grab your right wrist. Move to your left, squeeze your block. Come back up. Hands in namaskar and little twist. Come back and lift all the way up. This time your palms touch and move your palms to your heart. Great, that's it. When it comes to the block, you can release the block on the side. Remember, if you don't have a block, you can use anything in between your knees that you can squeeze gently, even if it's like a rolled towel or a box or like literally anything. Remember that if it's something very heavy, to be cautious and mindful while you repeat your asanas, because if it falls on your feet, it might be very unpleasant. Okay, and let's come back to that beautiful chair with another sequence. So move closer to that chair again. With your next inhale, lift your arms up. Find a beautiful stretch from your heels to your fingertips. Now bend your knees. Put your palms on that chair. Stretch your left leg behind you. Come to a warrior three. Stretch that heel. Great. Now bend your front knee. Put your leg and lift your hands for a high lunge. Bend your back knee so your tailbone is pointing down. Move your navel in. That will give you a beautiful stretch for the iliopsoas muscle. If this is easy, you can always try to stretch that leg, but without losing your core or your tailbone down. For the very beginning, I highly recommend to keep that knee bent. Great. Now make a circle with your hands. Come back to that warrior three. Move your knee to the chest, arch your spine, step your foot in front. Inhale, lift for a straight spine, hands in namaskar, and move to that left side. Come back to your front, release your hands. First, it might be your fingertips or whole palms. Stretch that leg behind you. Find one line. It might be here, your one line, but let it be one line. You don't have to lift that leg really hard. Put your toes down. This time, warrior one. Heel down and lift your hands. Bend your front knee over your ankle. And let's stretch that front line even more. Left hand on that thigh behind you and move back into crescent. Beautiful. Helicopter your hands to the front. Lift to warrior three. Knee to your chest, step front. Inhale, lift one line in your spine and twist. Come back front, hands down, and let's go back to that high lunge. Toes down, tailbone down, lift your hands, high lunge. Great. Let's repeat it one more time each asana. Actually, now it's just the second time for your warrior one. So stretch, warrior one. Put your heel, front knee bent over your ankle, and let's go into crescent. Helicopter your hands. Great. And now let's do one more time. 2 more twists. And 1 more high lunge. Great. Hands. Warrior three. Knee to your chest. Lift and twist. Come back front. Hands down. Stretch that leg. Warrior one. In warrior one, as you see, the back angle is pretty small. Crescent warrior one. Come back. And now bring your foot and lift all the way up, hands to touch and to your heart. Great, so let's repeat on the second side. So now your right leg will go behind and we repeat it 3 times. So inhale, exhale, bend your knees like in a chair pose, hands down. Now stretch your right toes down, high lunge, and as you remember, navel in, tailbone down, maybe bend that back leg for your first time. Hands down, lift warrior 3, knee to your chest, arch your spine and step front. Remember that you can always go on your fingertips if you need to do it. Okay, lift, hands in namaskar and twist. Come back front, hands down, warrior 3, toes down, heel down, small angle, 30-45 degrees. Lift to warrior 1, so your whole body facing front. Right hand on right thigh, move to crescent. And helicopter your hands. Warrior 3, lift, arch your spine, step. Lift your spine, hands in namaskar. Twist. Come back front, hands down. Warrior 3, high lunge. Lift, tailbone down, navel in. Hands down, lift, move to the front. Hands to heart and twist. Untwist, hands down, warrior 3 and warrior 1. Look front, hand down, move behind you. Yes, beautiful. Helicopter your hands, lift. One more time, high lunge and warrior 3. So twist, untwist, hands down, warrior 3, foot down and lift, high lunge, hands down, lift warrior 3, knee to the chest, arch your spine, hands to your heart and twist, untwist, hands down, move back warrior 3 and warrior 1, put your heel down, your hips facing front, go to crescent, hand on your thigh, move behind, beautiful. And helicopter your hands, lift to warrior 3, bend your knees, step front and lift all the way up, hands to your heart. And now take a deep inhale and exhale, release your hands, maybe shake a little bit. I know it might have been a lot. Hands to that chair, step one leg behind you, second leg, your hands down, sit on the side, and instead of Shavasana, I highly recommend an asana called Isand Maui. Very easy, super good for your spine. So we're gonna use the chair again, maybe slightly closer, like that is enough. Sit in front of that chair, roll on your back and put your shins on the chair. You can release your hands whatever is comfortable for you. I really love it on my lower belly, but people love it also outside, in a T-pose or in cactus if you want to open your upper spine and shoulder girdle a little bit more. What is really important in the pose is to release any tension we have in the pelvis, in the hips. And the right angle, or kind of right angle, I know for me right angle would have been much higher, is kind of giving your lumbar spine a break. And because now we sit all the time, so lumbar spine is both overstretched and very weak. Now you're giving it a break, and it can really unwind a lot of pains we have, especially in the lumbar spine and lower spine. Okay, and the most important part, close your eyes, and with each breath release some tension, first in your one leg, foot, ankle, shin and knee. Then second leg, foot, ankle, shin and knee. Then your first leg, your thigh, your hip. And second leg, your thigh and your hip. Then release your pelvis, the most heavy part of your spine, rooting down into the ground. You're releasing your belly and lumbar spine. Now lumbar floating gently over the ground. You release your chest and thoracic spine. You release your arms and shoulders, hands, elbows, palms and fingers. You release your collarbones, shoulders and neck. And then you release your head and all your facial organs. And stay here for a few breaths until you can feel yourself completely and fully connected with your body, with your breath. And stay here for another few breaths or minutes, as much time as you need. They say that you can stay in instant Maui up till 20 minutes, and that really helps you, helps your lumbar spine to get back into its natural position, giving a break and releasing all the unpleasant traumas and thoughts. And like in Shavasana, start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, move your ankles and your wrists, gently stretch, maybe upper spine, maybe your legs up. Great. And then move your knees to the chest, hug with your arms, rock side to side, giving your spine a little massage. And then roll on your one side. With your eyes closed, slowly lift up into sitting. Touch your hands in front of the chest. With an inhale, lift your spine, stretching it toward the sky. And when you exhale, bow your chin to the chest, mind toward your heart. And stay for me for a closing Om. Let's have inhale together. And then slowly open your eyes and raise your gaze. And I want to thank you for being with me today, and see you next week on the mat. Hari Om Om Tat Sat. Namaste.